Hey, what's going on, guys? Oxford King here, and welcome to this Lies of P boss guide. This is for fallen Archbishop Andreas. So what I'm going to do here is kind of walk you through how I defeated this boss, and I hope you find these tips and tricks easy to follow along. Drop a comment and let me know how your boss fight is coming along in this game. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to tell you real quick is that this boss is weak to fire. If you did not know that already, you don't have to go in with a fire dagger or whatever. Just make sure that you have fire consumables, or try to use your Legion arm that has fire with it if you can. But yeah, once this boss catches on fire, the damage really starts to add up, as you see on screen right now. So that's tip number one. So once you walk into the fight, this boss almost always, not every time, but I'd say 9 out of 10 times, he does this move right here out of the gate where he lifts his head up in the air and he swipes you with his tongue. So my recommendation out of the gate is to not go in guns blazing and start attacking. Go in anticipation of blocking, dodging, or perfect blocking or parrying, whichever you are comfortable with, and then go in for a couple of attacks. Now, the animation lock and the lack of canceling in this game really sucks. So when you go in for your attacks, try to go in for 1 to 2 hits. Try not to get greedy like you'll see that I do in this video for 3, 4, 5 hits. Go in for like 2 hits and then back off. Now, his first combo here is he raises up his hand just like this. Okay, you can dodge that or block, your choice. It's a 1 hit and then 2 hit just like that. Okay, so it's a 1 and then 2. A lot of times this boss will do a 1 to 2 hit combo, sometimes even 3. So just get ready. So once he does a combo, expect 2 to 3 hits, okay? The next up, you see how he rears his hand back like that? Watch this. It's going to be a 1 hit combo and then 2 right there where he comes down. A 12-6 elbow, if you want to call it, and then a 3, a swipe. So it's 1, 2, 3, and then going for a couple of hits. So if anything you're going to learn out of this guide is just learn to block and dodge 2 to 3 hits, and then go in and hit for 2 times and then back off. Just try to practice that. Now here comes this red move here. Now, if you are really bad at blocking this, just get out of the way. He'll just get up in the air and he'll slam down. Now, if you can attack him from the backside, but that shell of his will prevent from doing any more damage. It's like chip damage. So you really want to get to his flank or the front. Now, like I said earlier, if you have consumables that you can toss for fire, throw those in at this point, or use your Legion arm to cast fire to just basically get the dot damage on him whenever he comes down from the red. Now, here's a move that he does a lot. He'll pull his head up in the air and swipe his tongue down like that. Now, what's going to happen after this, he's going to do a 1-2 combo. He's going to move his head off to the left, your right, and swipe his tongue again just like that. Okay, and then you can go in for a couple of hits. That's a 2-hit combo. All right, just so you know. Now here he goes again with his hand rearing back. He does a swipe and then a hand down. We saw this earlier. You guys noticing a pattern here? It's a 3-hit combo. All right, that's the second time we've seen this in this video. So do a couple hit combos, get the dot on. Look at the damage at the bottom of the screen. Look at the 1180 that's in orange color. That's the dot damage being applied. Massive massive damage. So here goes another combo. His hand goes up in the air. He does like that, and then another swipe. So it's a 2-hit combo. Again, are you noticing a pattern here? It's always 2 to 3 hits in the first phase of this fight. Now here's one here where he rears up like this, and if you time your parry right, your perfect block, you can hit that boom right there, that perfect block as he comes down. Just count in your head like 1, 2, 3, and then block. You'll get that. And then he does right after that. Let me rewind the video, guys. I want you to pay attention here. When he does this move, not this one here, let's get past the 3-hit combo. Once he goes up in the air, just like this right here, okay, watch what happens after this. Don't get greedy like I did. Don't get greedy. He always does a swipe after he lands like this, boom. He does a swipe. It's a 2-hit combo. Now, obviously at this point in the game, you should know by now that once you see the health at the bottom of the screen, you see how it's lit up in white. You're going to do a charged R2 or charged right trigger, depending on your controller of choice. And then you're going to put him out into a staggered phase, which I did not do here. Now here he goes with his right hand swipe and then up in the air, another hit, and then his left hand swipe. 3-hit combo. You'll keep hearing me say that throughout this whole video. 2 to 3 hit combos. Never sit there and get ready to go in for damage. Always wait for 2 to 3 hits, then go in for some damage. Okay. All right, so next up, what does he do here? Let's go ahead and wait for him. Now, I went ahead and staggered him. This is not a full stagger. When you do some stagger like that, go ahead and get into a few hits when you can, if you can. Here goes the red move. He slams down just like that. Now, go ahead and get some damage in if you can. Now, here he goes again with his arm up in the air. He slams down. What's going to happen? He does a 2-hit combo. Again, 2 to 3 hits. Here goes another move that you've seen already. He'll put his head up in the air and slam his tongue down. What's going to happen next? He does a side swipe with his tongue. 2-hit combo. Boom. You see? 2 to 3 hits. Always. So again, here is the meter going white damage. Here's another tip for you guys too. Some of you already know this, but some may not. Whenever you can stagger an enemy, before you go in for the critical strike, get in some extra damage while the enemy is just laying there. Now remember, there's a timed window before they come out of this state, so don't get too greedy. But this is the point in the video where I got in some extra burn damage, some extra damage, and then I go in for the critical strike. Don't just go in for the critical strike. Get that extra damage in while they're sitting there resting. You get what I'm saying? And then get some deeps in. Now here goes another move. You've seen this already. Boom, 1 hit, swipe, 2-hit combo, going for 1 to 2 hits, back off, wait for the next move. Okay, here we go. We're almost done with the first phase. We're getting pretty close. Look at that burn damage. And then right there, he slams down and then he does a swipe, and then we go into the next phase. Now here's the deal with phase number 2. In phase number 2, the enemy will always lunge at you in the very beginning. Now, my recommendation when you make it this far is do 2 things. 1, if you've been getting hit, go ahead and heal up now. If you're not hit, obviously we're going to go on to the next tip. The next tip is look at your weapon degradation, bottom right corner. This is a perfect opportunity to grind your weapon and get that weapon degradation back up to full health. Do that right now. Trust me, because this boss will wear out your weapon very, very quickly. Okay, so stand back, charge up your weapon like I'm doing here on the screen, and then get ready for his first move. His first move is always a lunge attack right here. Now watch what happens when I walk forward. He does a lunge attack just like that every time. Now here's my next tip. Don't fight him head on. This enemy here, you can if you want to, and you can win. You can. But for me, what made it easy is running around this side of this phase 2 and going back to the phase 1, which is here. Go back to the other side. Now here's the problem. Every time this side hits you, you will have a decay buildup. So be very, very careful when you get hit. You will have decay. So here we go. Now he's red and he plops down. You can block or dodge that. I did a poor job here. And then here goes another move that we've already seen in phase 1. He's does a 12-6 tongue down and then a 2-hit combo. You've seen that already. So go in for a couple hits here, right? Now here he goes with a swipe. There goes 1. Right? And then 2, we saw that already in phase 1. Does it look familiar for you guys? 3-hit combo. Easy peasy. Going for a couple hits here. Back off. Get ready to see what he's going to do. And then he goes in for this move right here. Now, that looks similar. However, in phase 2, when his hands go up in the air, it's a lot faster and it's very, very hard to gauge. I have learned at this part of the fight to kind of back off and wait. Be patient. All right? Be patient. Now, what does he always do when he comes down? I forgot in this video, right? I forgot while I was playing. Every time he does 2 hands down, what's going to happen after that? He does a side swipe. Get that in your head. 2 to 3 hit combo. Always. Very rarely will you see him hit 1 time. So be ready for 2 to 3 hits always in this fight. Okay? Be on the defense. Now that is a new move. You see how he does that head swipe? Let's rewind it back and I'll play it again. I rewound a bit too far back, but I want you to see this move. Again, so he does the 2 hands down and then a swipe. Okay. Now he does a new move in phase 2 right here. It's like a little headbutt right there. That's new in phase 2. Very hard to gauge. Just kind of be ready for it. Here goes his tongue, 12-6 down, and then a swipe. Same move as phase 1, right? Going for a couple hits and then back off. If you get the stagger, cool. Now look at that decay meter. You see that? The decay meter? Be cognizant of that. Now he gets up on 2 hands. This is very much like the Ludwig fight and Bloodborne, honestly. So he gets up on his 2 feet here. Now what you should do is just run away because he'll turn red and slam down, which means you're going to go in for a few hits, 2 to 3 hits, and then you're ready to go on defense. Okay. Here he does a hand. That's a new move in phase 2. And then he does a swipe, 1 to 2 hit combo. Okay. Remember, always 2 to 3 hits. Another red move, back off, go in for 2 to 3 hits or heal up. Look at your degradation gauge, the bottom right corner. Make sure you're all healed up with your weapon. There goes a 1 swipe down, 2 swipe down, and then 3 swipe down. How many hits is that? There's a 4. Now look at his bar. It's white. Now remember what I told you earlier. When an enemy or a boss staggers, don't immediately go in for your critical strike. Instead, use that extra 2 to 3 seconds to build up some extra damage and then go in for your critical strike. What I did here is I did a charged R2 for some extra damage, and then I went in for the critical strike. So remember that, all right? If it's another tip you're going to get out of this video is when they are critically down for a time, don't immediately go in for that critical strike, but instead go in for some dot damage, go in for some Legion arm damage, go in for a charged R2, and then do your critical strike. Does that make sense? Okay, so here I go again. I'm using my Legion arm for that. Look at that crazy fire damage on the bottom of your screen. It's amazing. There goes 1 swipe right there. He gets up in the air. Now, this is a brand new move that I've never seen before because I never got this far in the fight. But he gets up. Look at the health. He gets up and he does this like blue charging laser beam. I didn't know what it was going to do. So it was new to me. But for you, if you haven't gotten this far, be ready. It's a charged beam. It's a laser beam right at you. And I wasn't ready because I didn't know it was coming. But that's what it looks like. All right. Now he sits there for a long time and you're going to go in for some good damage right at the end. Look at his health bar. He's almost done, right? Don't get greedy. He goes down for a 12-6 tongue like before. 1-2 hit combo, 12 swipe right there. Easy peasy. Heal up if you need to. And then get ready to do some damage and finish off this fight. Guys, if this was helpful, please drop a like, consider subscribing, drop a comment, and let me know how this fight is coming along. We'll see you guys in the next Lies of P video. Y'all take it easy. Bye-bye.